now we have more news on Apple. So Apple just they just had their beef with Meta. Now they have some stuff to rival Microsoft and things. Microsoft has a co-pilot that's I believe it's helped ran by OpenAI as well too. They use some of the same technologies and things like that due to their investment in OpenAI. Apple has been talking about AI stuff for their iOS and their Siri and things. So we're gonna dive into some news about that because apparently some news came about their tool. I want to learn some new information. So before we dive in, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and do all that for the algorithm. I really appreciate it. And let's dive in.
Just talk us through, we'd all been waiting with bated breath as to ultimately how Apple adopts AI.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. So, 2024, it's the year of AI for Apple, generative AI and large language models to be specific. The company is working on several new artificial intelligence initiatives to run on both the iPhone and the Mac. And one of the most important things is setting your sort of infrastructure and foundation to integrate AI into your products. And the most core thing you can do is add artificial intelligence to your programming
Right.
tools. That's Xcode. That's the software used by developers inside Apple and outside Apple. So they'll be adding AI to that.
I'm really interested, Mark, on the pressure that Craig Federighi is under, because if you read the detail in your story, which is terrific, by the way, the boards.
So basically, yeah, I guess it makes sense. So they're talking about Microsoft's GitHub Copilot, which is only a small portion of Microsoft's actual AI system, Copilot. As we just saw the Super Bowl commercial for Copilot last week, and I will be dropping a clip of that next week. And but after this video drops, because that's just our videos are pushed back. We've created so much content. We have a lot of videos to go over and stuff. So look forward to some of those videos. I have some reactions to some of those commercials and things. But GitHub Copilot, it's only a small portion of Microsoft's actual Copilot in general. So Apple was only focusing right now, it seems, just to be on the Xcode part to help their engineers and help everybody code a lot better. That's something that I definitely know that I need to learn how to use more to my advantage so that I'm able to be more efficient and become a better developer and possibly even learn more. There's stuff out there that if it's correct and if it's used correctly, then that's definitely a potential thing. But I want to know more news about the whole all the AI tools that Copilot has now for society and everyday uses and stuff, not just for engineers. What are their use cases that Apple's thinking about for everyday use cases and things? Because in that commercial that we went over, they had stuff for different types of business people, for artists, for a bunch of different kinds of people that Copilot was going to service. This is only servicing engineers like me, software engineers like me so far that it seems that they're focusing on. And maybe they focused on this so that they can advance their other use cases a lot more quicker. That is a possibility. So people can, they said for the Mac and stuff, so people, in guess what you code on the Mac? Oh, you on Xcode, you code Vision Pro apps. So we just go look at a video, post a video before this one, most likely. Just reviewed, if you're watching this whole video straight through, we literally just reviewed Muck's review of the Vision Pro, and we were talking about how the Vision Pro doesn't have enough apps on there. You get this AI tool now, it's easier for developers to create and chunk out apps now because you have all the training and stuff there. You're training your stuff already on your whole code base and how stuff is supposed to work, and this is where it's going to go. So that's very crazy that they're really thinking about that. Gosh, and was not expecting that sneeze, but that well, we literally just went over all that stuff, and that can be what they're potentially thinking. Hey, we don't have enough applications out for our developers and things, in house and out of house. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna give them a tool to help them work a lot more efficiently and better. And I actually really like that. I agree with it. and I actually think that's way awesome that they're really doing that. But let's just hear more about what they have to say because we're only halfway through this. Maybe there's more information besides just the Xcode tools.
Was given a demo of the latest in AI at the end of last year, and they've almost reorged. They basically said, you three key personnel, give us the product.
Yeah, Craig Federighi, he's Apple's Senior Vice President of Software Engineering. He's really taken the bull by the horn here. He's a huge proponent of LLMs and generative AI. When ChatGPT started to hit the market a couple of years ago, he was the one really pushing and investigating, is Apple going to miss out on this technology? Does Apple need to integrate this technology? And so Federighi, along with Apple's cloud services organization, as well as the artificial intelligence organization, right, run by Eddie Q and John Gianandrea specifically, those three groups have been working together on these Gen AI initiatives with Federighi implementing it into iOS.
Right.
The Gen AI, the underlying technology is obviously developed by Apple's AI group, but it's Federighi who's consumerizing that technology, and they plan to release that as part of iOS 18 this year, which I expect to be one of the biggest updates, if not the most significant update in the 16-year history of the iPhone.
That's a big hot take. Look, I said I want to talk about hot takes in these videos and stuff eventually. That's a major hot take. He said this is going to be the most advanced thing for iOS in the 16 years of its history. That's a real big hot take. But the only way I say that's going to be the case is if they go beyond the engineering. Yeah, they go beyond the engineering route. Mind you, iOS is different for each system. Like iPad has a different iOS kind of configuration and things like that, compatibilities, and iOS for the phones have different ones. The Macs have different iOS versions and things of that accord. So I'm just really looking forward to viewing another event like I did last year. Last year, I just talked about everything and I literally wasn't on camera. This year, we're gonna do this event when they talk about this live again, like how I did the Galaxy event, and hopefully there's more people that are gonna like that. But I can somewhat agree with that. He takes a good I mean, it's a good point. Like I can see it possibly happening. I can see the potential. I can see what can come from Apple's new AI stuff on iOS because they're really the only company that's lacking. They're the only company that's lacking as far as a whole AI interface face so far. Microsoft has Copilot and they have the OpenAI stuff going on. Google has Gemini that's being used through everywhere else. Apple needs something now. What is Apple gonna have? Meta. Meta has one too. I'm blanking. I feel so bad. What is what is the name of their AI? Is it just Meta AI? Llama? I think it's Gem. No, I think it's like GAL or something like that. I believe Meta has one. It's like Galley 3 or whatever. But yeah, Meta already announced all that AI stuff for them on their part. And Apple's the last one that's really hasn't conformed to these new changes yet. So of course they have to wait by their timelines. Their timeline is going to be sometime in the spring, early summer, late spring, middle spring, whenever they normally have their keynote event, and that's when they talk about all their iOS updates. Normally every year, year after year. So I'm expecting big changes, not just to help developers. I'm expecting changes that are going to help ordinary people, business people, and things like that. How is Siri going to become better? These are all things that I'm expecting to see. So Apple, I'm holding you accountable. You're the last one. Your thing better be nice. If it's trash, I'm telling you, Might be done with the iPhone. This close. This close.